Welcome back. As you know, I am Eli, the computer guy, here shaking my brain nipples for Silicon Dojo, free hands-on technology education in both Durham, North Carolina and Asheville, North Carolina. There's a donor box link down below if you want to help support my educational programs. So the question that I want to talk about today is RAG dead for artificial intelligence? Retrieval Augmented Generation has a stake been put through its heart? So we do a lot of classes for Silicon Dojo on AI topics with LLMs and all that type of thing. And I've been putting together a class for RAG that hopefully we'll be having in the next month or so. And so when we talk about RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, basically what we're talking about is we have a database system that contains a whole bunch of information about our organization or about something, right? All of the documents and PDFs, all of that kind of stuff. Essentially, with a RAG system, what happens is those documents get fed into the RAG system, and those documents are then chunked. So basically, they are turned into chunks of somewhere between 300 to 500 tokens in size in general, and then those chunks are put through what is called an embedding algorithm. And what happens is you get something called a vector on the other side. And so when you get this vector, I don't know, it just looks like a whole bunch of numbers, right? So essentially what happens at that point is the vector, the embedding, gets put into a database along with the chunk, right? So here's the vector, and then here's the original chunk. When you do a query, something happens in that vector database called a semantic search. So essentially, what the database is doing, a vector database is doing, is it's trying to figure out, with all of these chunks, which of them are quote-unquote closest to essentially the query that you plugged in. So if you have a question about NVIDIA, or if you have a question about HR things for people in Ireland or whatever else, basically it looks through all of those chunks, or the vectors for all of those chunks. It figures out which vectors are closest to that query that you put in, and then it provides the chunks that go along with those vectors. And so the idea there is you normally pull maybe 10 or 20 of those chunks out of the vector database, and then into your context window for your LLM, you then put the query, any additional rules, injections, that type of thing, and then below that you put all of everything that was pulled out of that database, that vector database. And so the idea there is that the LLM tries to answer the question based off of the information that was provided from that vector database, the information that is in those chunks, right? And so that's a pretty darn good system right there. Running databases is incredibly resource efficient compared to using LLMs. This allows you to very quickly and easily be able to update information basically within your database, within your record store. If new documents come in or if documents get changed, it's just a database system. So basically you can just do an update, or you can, change the information, that type of thing. You don't have to go through the whole process of retraining an LLM. So because that's one of the things people think about. They're like, well, if I want to put new information into my AI system, I'll just train the LLM. It's like, ooh, that's a lot of resources right there. That's a lot of money, right? And so that's a nice thing about RAG, right? It's incredibly easy to implement. It's relatively easy to maintain. Is incredibly resource light, and it allows the LLM system that you're using to be able to use your data and not, whatever quirky crap was put into Reddit whenever that thing was trained. And so the interesting thing is you start coming along, and again, it is now 2026, and so RAG came out a while ago. Is RAG still the way to go? And so when I was researching this, what I found is that a lot of people say that RAG is dead, right? You go to Google and they say RAG is dead. And so I go and I try to figure out why is RAG dead? And so one of the things that comes up is CAG. So CAG is knowledge augmented generation. This uses something called a knowledge graph. So it's kind of like, again, whenever we talk about technologies, RAG is a specific thing. RAG is a specific way of doing things. CAG uses a knowledge graph. Again, it kind of sort of does what RAG does, but it does in a different way. So you're like, okay, well maybe again, instead of RAG, maybe you go to CAG, right? Instead of having relational databases back in the old days, maybe you go to NoSQL databases. Maybe that makes a lot of sense. But that's not really what these people are talking about. They're not talking about going from RAG to CAG or RAG to MAG or whatever, right out there. What they're talking about is the idea now that the context windows for LLMs are so massive that instead of coming up with a RAG system, you should put your entire data store into the context window. What? Right? So remember, when I started teaching classes for Silicon Dojo, again, a little while ago, 3 or 4 years ago, right? The context window that you could use for most of these LLMs was about 4,000 tokens. 4,000 tokens equals about 3,000 words. So you were relatively limited. The entire context window, everything you sent up to the LLM had to be under 3,000 words, right? So that's why things like RAG, it wasn't just important, it was required. It was fundamentally required. Well, now, if you go to OpenAI or Anthropic or any of these other companies, their context windows can be 1 million tokens or more in size, 700,000 words or more in size, and basically, apparently, what I've been informed is that is the equivalent of basically sending up the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy with every request that you make to the LLM. Imagine being able to send that much information to the LLM. And so why you do not need RAG in 2026 is because the context windows are so huge. And if you know anything about me, and you know how much I love architecture, you know how bat crap crazy that makes me, right? Because here's the thing with this. If you take a look at it, right, the absolute worst resource way, right, or the most resource intensive way to process information is going through an LLM or a model, right? They are great, fine tools, but they burn down half a forest every time they make you make a request, right? You go to a database, you can literally run a pretty powerful database literally on a Raspberry Pi. You can take a Raspberry Pi and you could actually put a database system that would most likely work in a production environment on a Raspberry Pi. That is how efficient database systems are. When you use an LLM, again, there's a reason why I have an M5 MacBook Pro sitting on my desk. You can't exactly run these LLMs on Raspberry Pis. And so when you send 1 million tokens to the LLM, can it answer the question for you? Yes, it can. But oh my golly, you are going to be burning so many resources to do it. It is absolutely ridiculous. The amount of hardware resources that's required is ridiculous. The amount of electricity that's required is ridiculous. And also remember the time to get response is going to be ridiculous, right? If you're processing 1 million tokens, that is going to take longer than processing 10,000 tokens, right? It's just basically how the math works. And so if you sit here and you're like, that's kind of weird. Why would all the important people be saying RAG is dead? It's just dead. Don't use it anymore. That's stupid. Why would they be saying RAG is dead when using LLMs to process everything is questionable at best? Well, the reason is because Sam Altman needs to prove why $1.3 trillion in CapEx expenses makes half a bit of sense, right? If you can do most of your AI workload on a Raspberry Pi, it makes $1 trillion in CapEx expenses look kind of stupid. If they can convince you to do all of that work on their systems, then they can try to prove to the world, look, we don't need $1 trillion in CapEx expenses, we need $10 trillion, right? If we're gonna get rid of RAG, if every query that's gonna be put in is gonna need, a million tokens of context or whatever else, obviously we need a $10 trillion amount of money for database systems, right? And this is where I go back to the whole argument of you can drive a Maserati to work, right? You can go out there and you can drive a Maserati to work. And most people would argue that a Maserati is better than a Ford, right? Can you imagine getting into a bro argument about whether Maseratis are better than Ford, right? It's gonna get stupid and annoying and tedious. But here's the thing. People generally don't drive Maseratis to work. They drive Fords or Toyotas or Hondas or whatever else to work. Why? Because they're a hell of a lot less expensive. They're a hell of a lot easier to maintain. They don't require as much money, and you're frankly just not worried about them, right? If my Ford gets scratched up, and it's a Ford. my Maserati gets scratched up, I'm gonna cry, right? You don't drive a Maserati to work. And so what I would argue right now with this whole is rag dead? What Sam Altman and his ilk are trying to do is get you to think that basically you need to drive the Maserati to work when you're dealing with artificial intelligence projects. The idea that everything goes to the LLM, therefore you do not need these pre-processing systems or that type of thing, which is ridiculous and stupid and garbage on the face of it. As I've talked about many times before, this is not an AI bubble, this is an AI fraud, and I want you to understand the words that these people are using to try to perpetrate the greatest fraud on the world population that may has happened up until this point in time. So is RAG dead? I mean, maybe CAG is better. Again, there may be better pre-processing systems for pulling clean data out of your record or data stores. And so, yes, those may not be RAG in 2027. Does that mean you should send everything to the LLM in the context? No. No. So anyways, there are some thoughts for you. Again, I do these videos in order to shake my brain nipples in order to pay for Silicon Dojo, free hands-on technology education in both Durham and Asheville, North Carolina. Currently, we have many classes on artificial intelligence and SQL, web app development, all of that kind of stuff. Take a look at silicondojo.com to see what our current class schedule is. If you're interested, all you do is you RSVP and you show up, because that's how I particularly roll. With that, see y'all later.